Hey, I'm Allie. Have you ever heard someone say, "Don't make me laugh so hard, I'm gonna pee"? Many people take for granted that peeing just a little bit while running, jumping, laughing, coughing, sneezing is a given as we age. And it might be typical, but it's not inevitable, even when jumping on trampolines. So I'll tell you why. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist, which means that I treat the lower third of the trunk that most PTs aren't trained to work with. And all of our bodily functions are facilitated by muscles, whether it's the skeletal muscle, like bicep, cardiac muscle that makes our heart pump, or smooth muscle throughout our digestive tract that helps us absorb nutrients. Our pelvis is filled with muscles that help us poop, pee, and have sex. There's a superficial layer of pelvic floor muscles and a deeper layer, the levator ani group, that kind of act like a hammock to support our pelvic organs. And these muscles also support continence. So in other words, they keep things in when we don't want them to come out. But they also have to be able to lengthen when we want them to. So just like anywhere else in the body, these muscles can be weak or tight. Tight muscles aren't necessarily strong muscles. Our muscles need to be able to lengthen in order to fully contract and produce the kind of force the way that we want them to. So pelvic floor strengthening has gotten a lot of attention lately. People have usually heard about and like to talk about kegels, but that's only part of the story. Many people don't realize that accidental leakage of urine or urinary incontinence might be a side effect of tight pelvic floor muscles. So contracting your pelvic floor all day, doing kegels without lengthening the pelvic floor might actually be making things worse. Let's start with the most basic thing in the world, breathing. I haven't met a single pelvic floor patient who doesn't struggle with this. Have you given your breathing much thought? When we breathe in, our lungs expand with air and our diaphragm flattens, pushing all of the contents of our abdomen downward. And that allows our pelvic floor to naturally lengthen. And then when we exhale, the diaphragm domes and the pelvic floor can naturally lift. So they work together, kind of like this. A lot of us breathe up here in our upper chest and using these tiny secondary muscles of respiration, which causes a lot of tension in our shoulders and neck and doesn't allow our pelvic floor to lengthen in the way that it could if we're breathing in our diaphragm. Check this out for yourself. Just try to notice throughout the day. How am I breathing? Can I slow my breathing down? It'll take a lot of thought at first. And when you're in a comfortable place to do so, you can practice. So either lying down with your knees bent or leaning back comfortably in a chair with your lower back supported. Put one hand on your upper chest and one hand near your belly button or on your side ribs. See if you can expand your lungs in all directions while the hand on your chest stays relatively still. So as you inhale, your side ribs are going out to the side, the front of your rib cage is coming forward, and even the back. So if you're laying down, you can feel your back pressing into the table or bed below you. It can be uncomfortable to be present in our bodies for a variety of reasons, but the more we figure out how to do it safely, the easier it becomes. If you want to learn more about the pelvic floor or get help with specific issues, come see me. People are sometimes nervous about pursuing pelvic floor PT because they associate it with internal work. Internal manual therapy is one of the tools in my toolbox, but there are many other tools that don't involve taking your clothes off. So everything that we do will be tailored to your goals and with your consent. So call or text 812-558-0693 to make an appointment with me and feel better.